And for propelling Ohio Senate candidate J.D. Vance to a primary victory this week, the power of former President Trump's support will be tested once again in the Pennsylvania Senate race. He endorsed GOP candidate Dr. Mehmet Oz and will attend a rally for him tonight. Caitlin Huey-Burns is in Washington with more on what is at stake in this race. Caitlin, I meant to ask you what we can expect from Trump at tonight's rally for Dr. Oz and who else will be making an appearance, but I can guess. Rigged election. Dr. Oz, he's pretty good.
It's the greatest hits.
Greatest hits, right?
He'll get the name right.
He'll get the name right this time because he loves Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz is great.
I was going to say, guys, that is the big question, whether he gets the name right for this candidate. But you're right. It's likely to be the greatest hits. And what Dr. Oz is hoping for is a repeat of what happened in the neighboring state of Ohio earlier this week, where J.D. Vance, who was behind in the polls, a lot of people had counted him out, got that endorsement from Donald Trump, and it really catapulted him into the lead and helped him win that race in Ohio. But the dynamics in Pennsylvania are a little bit different. Ohio was a state that Trump won overwhelmingly in 2020, won also in 2016. Pennsylvania, he won in 2016, but remember, he lost it in 2020. So the power of his endorsement will certainly be tested here in this Republican primary, but kind of what it means for the larger dynamic of this race is still an open question. But Oz is hoping that the president campaigns for him tonight, gets his name right, be able to kind of cut an ad for him in some way or use the footage from today. Oz is locked in a really tight race with David McCormick, who is a former hedge fund manager who is actually married to Dina Powell, who you might remember was a national security advisor for President Trump. So there's been a lot of jockeying in this race for Donald Trump's support. Oz is the one who got it. McCormick is hoping to make some inroads. It's a very tight race. And really interesting development this morning, guys, is that Mike Pompeo has endorsed McCormick. And of course, Pompeo is the former Secretary of State, former CIA director for Trump. We've been watching his moves to see what he is doing, perhaps laying the groundwork for his own run in 2024. But today, he's going to be holding a press call on behalf of McCormick, going after Oz for his Turkish citizenship and raising national security concerns. So I think that's a pretty big deal that Pompeo is doing this today ahead of Donald Trump's planned rally in the state tonight. So a lot of jockeying, not only among the candidates, but among the people that are endorsing them and laying their own groundwork for higher ambitions as well.
I think it's really interesting that he's managed to win over the support of Donald Trump. I'm curious.
But why Pompeo? That's fascinating.
Yeah.
What's his?
Why is he getting involved in
Pennsylvania when he's got national aspirations, Caitlin?
Well, this is a really interesting thing to watch over the course of these primaries and elections this year, is that candidates laying the groundwork for presidential runs usually use these midterm races to really expand their profile. It gets them out on the campaign trail. You can kind of conveniently campaign for candidates in big battleground states like Pennsylvania, which will be key for your own race. So that's really key to watch here. And this citizenship question for Oz, he has dual citizenship when in Turkey, and he said that if he is elected, he will renounce that citizenship. But that's an area where his opponents are trying to go after him on. So it's interesting that Pompeo, backing top rival McCormick, is picking that as the wedge today.
I'm curious. You know, J.D. Vance was clearly a Trump candidate. But he stayed, there's different types of Trump candidates, right?
He was when he realized that he was losing.
Well, yeah. Well, that's a whole other thing, how his claim to fame is that he was a Trump critic. But he was not a big lie candidate. He focused on other issues. I'm curious about the type of candidate Dr. Oz is. What are the things that he's focusing on that is winning over Donald Trump's support?
Well, we see in polling that the top drivers for Republicans, and especially in Pennsylvania, are what you would expect: the economy and inflation. Those are big themes that we've been talking about this whole time. But, we've done a lot of reporting on the ways in which you can get an endorsement from Donald Trump, and you really have to be playing from the same playbook that he is. So it's the election fraud claims, which we know are false. It's a lot of questions about the election. You really have to get in his good graces. You have to kind of do that, mind erase game where you denounce everything bad that you said about him before. An interesting dynamic in this race that's developing this week, though, is this question of how the Supreme Court decision that's likely to overturn Roe v. Wade is going to play on the campaign trail. Remember, that's been something we've been watching to see how it affects some of these races. In the Republican primary this week in Pennsylvania, they had a debate, and that was a really big issue. Oz's rivals have been going after him, saying he's not conservative enough on this issue. They've been attacking him for his previous pro-abortion rights stances. So that's something that he had to kind of move to the right on to get through this primary. But how you navigate that in a general election, we've been reporting also that there's some concern about Republicans about running on this issue when we know a majority of Americans support keeping Roe versus Wade in place. So that's an interesting dynamic to kind of watch how it's affecting these races in real time.
Wow, Caitlin, this is going to be an interesting one. Thank you so much.
Thank you.